This is the Makita 360Z battery-powered kettle. It comes with absolutely nothing, no batteries and no charger, but I have left a link in the description below.
I've got the builder's tea box. As I open it up, it comes complete with everything you need. It comes with tea, coffee, milk, the kettles, the mugs and the spoon, and a handy little towel to mop up after yourself, and I've left a link for it in the description as well. But you don't know which one's worth clicking on yet.
But I do need this towel, as you'll find out later in the video. So now, first test, we're going to boil what we think is about a cup's worth, or 330 millimetres. So you charge your vessel, Gary.
Okay.
So we've had these waters kicking around for ages.
Yeah.
So I'll put that in there, and 330 mil. That's about half the capacity in your kettle, and this has still got loads of room in there. We'll come back to that later. So are you ready? You're going to put it on your mains base?
Are you going to time this, are you?
Yeah, got the timer ready.
Okay.
3, 2, 1, go. So we'll just see how long this actually takes to boil. While we do that, I'll just select. I've got a book here from the from the library, Gary. I've got Beautiful Light by Randall Whitehead and Clifton Stanley Lemon. Now, I have actually met old Clifton there. He's on the old lighting circuit. So yeah, let's just. What have you got?
Yeah, the Householder's Electrical Guide. So I would suggest you've got a DIY whiff, I would suggest.
I bet you can pick up some tips from there. So we're already 30 seconds in. Let's just see how long this is going to take. I've still got full battery. Wow, it's saying one of them's nearly flat already. This could have to have a rematch here, but yeah. We put a poll on the eFIXX community tab, and 34% of electricians do not take a tea break, or so it claims, but the most popular break is between 10 and 15 minutes, apart from if you work for the council. So you've got a neon light down there?
Yeah, I know, but yeah. I'm not hearing anything.
Well, give it a while. Oh, we're already
mildly nervous.
So if we're into a yeah. Oh, there's bubbles appearing in the bottom of mine.
Okay, just do it. Yeah.
Yeah. You're used to the big one with the element in, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Scraping the lime scale off.
I might have suggested before the start of this it was going to be a foregone conclusion. Now even me, I'm thinking, I just hope mine was at a slightly higher ambient temperature than yours. Give me a little bit of a head start there. Yeah, we know they're not.
We'll find out the temperature of the water before we go on to our next trial, which will be how long does it take to boil the full 880 millilitres, something like that.
I didn't realise this was going to be such an epically long film. You know, Ben-Hur in your day, that was a really long movie, wasn't it? You remember that, don't you? So
I think you were more Kramer versus Kramer. Well, whew, let's see if I can pick up a tip from here. Have you got any useful tips in there, Gary?
Well, it looks like one here with the equipotential bonding, doesn't it? It looks like we've got somebody here with a metal item and a metal bath. Metal bath, do you remember? Oh, I think you'll find that's mine. Mine's rumbled into life. Yes. You must remember having the old metal bath in front of the fire, didn't you, back in your day?
Back in the northeast, yeah. It was a big thing. Yeah.
Was it a Sunday night thing, so you were clean all week? Was it one of them, was it?
I've got a story about that, but we'll not go into that right now. Oh, hold on.
Oh, it's yours firing itself into action.
There's a rumbling away as well.
Yeah. A little slow start from mine. I'm sure I'll be drinking a hot beverage in a moment.
Now, I somehow suspect these battery indicators don't work very well when they're under what is quite an immense load to boil the kettle, actually. So
types of fuses here. We've got the rewirable fuse. It was a pleasure to see that one, and then it looks like a more modern ceramic enclosure fuse. So maybe we're airing towards a BS 1362.
Yeah. Now I'd normally call loads of downlights in a roof. Yeah, I'd normally call that the acne of the ceiling, but in here apparently they call it the eternal Swiss cheese ceiling. You see that?
Oh right, okay. Yeah, it looks awful, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And it yeah. No gridiron gone on there. We've gone for random splatterings.
Yeah, no, that seems to have some good tips in there. We'll come back to that later. I think I'm nearly boiled.
No. That's that one, definitely. That's the builder's one. You're nowhere near, are you? You can hear mine rumbling through the woodwork, can't you?
No, there is.
Is there?
There's a rumble. Yeah.
No.
It is. It's getting there. This is.
Talking of getting there, we'll be hearing a clicking in a moment, won't we? As mine clicks off. Here we go. Here we go. 3 minutes 30. Okay.
I'm in.
You're in, are you?
Tea bag. Have you got any tea bags?
I've got everything.
Oh, listen.
Yours is just starting.
No, it's boiling. There's steam coming out of it. Yes. I'll just make that 3 minutes 42. This is turning out better than I thought. I'm just what's the safety? Oh, I think I won there.
Got a race, was it? do I lose all the races? I can't even win a kettle race.
For our next test, we're going to see how long it takes to boil the full capacity of the kettle, which is 0.8 litres. So we're going to use that with tap water, which even in the warm Yorkshire conditions should be a little bit cooler than that 20 degrees C we saw in the bottle. Wow, filled that up accurately.
A couple of fresh batteries going in now. It isn't to give me an opportunity to suggest that you've drained the previous ones like we did in the coffee machine that we reviewed from Makita. So you're in and you're going to boil that water.
Yeah, so let's just have a look at the battery indicators. Now they are fully charged batteries, but as soon as you put the power on, this has drawn 720 watts into the kettle, so I think it drags down the voltage on the battery. So we'll see what they're like when the kettle is fully boiled.
Okay, just looking down here, I did notice, have you had a little accident earlier on?
We'll come back to that. I'm going to see if that actually works when it's boiled, but don't mention my accident yet, Gary.
Okay, shall we have a look at my builder's tea set? Came a valiant second. So there we go.
Yeah, well, we'll see. And obviously it did, because this is 720 watts, the kettle is 600 watts. So obviously it would be a little bit slow. But this builder's tea box is quite handy, substantially cheaper than the Makita Kettle, which doesn't come with batteries or a charger.
The kettle can sit in there lovely as well.
Yeah, you've got space for the kettle. You've got some other accessories, haven't you? You can put in the tea carrier.
Yes.
And
it comes fully loaded as well. This is how it came. Yes, everything was in there. Off and running you were.
Yeah, and 2 cups.
2 cups, yeah. Okay, 2 cups in there as well. So.
And a spoon.
The spoon's lovely. I mean, you probably can't appreciate that. That's like black. That is gorgeous. That is spoon.
Black, is that implying you're not going to change it? You found a problem with the cups, though, Gary, haven't you?
Oh, I did. So the cups are, no, actually not a problem with the cups. So let's correct you there.
Yeah.
They're left-handed biased if you want to advertise them. So I'm left-handed. So if I want the builder's tea, okay.
Right, and I'm right-handed.
You're right-handed. Yeah, you can't advertise anything. So you're limited in the advertising world for this kind of mug. And if I just to prove a point, if I hold it in my right hand, you can see, yeah, it's not universal.
Yeah, right, that's a problem. And it does come with this little towel here, so I can mop your brow down there.
Well,
clean your glasses.
I think from the disaster you've had, maybe age, maybe we're talking about not having the control you once had, young man. Maybe that was for you.
The builder's tea box as well, actually. They sent us 2.
Okay.
And this is the trucker's tea box.
Okay, so that suggests maybe it's plugged into some sort of lighterish sort of element, is it? Is that right?
It says it's a tea and coffee making kit.
Okay.
So this is, and it suggests on here this would take 12 or 24 volts. Obviously you'd expect that on a truck, so definitely for the truck there. And it will boil 30 minutes at 12 volts. Ooh. Quite a while.
Yeah, that is.
And 16 minutes at 24 volts. So probably bob up for the trucker, but they normally drive. They'd be doing that as they're driving along. I'm not suggesting you do that before I've even looked at see if there's any safety aspects of
this
that.
one cracked open, have a look. Yeah, just lovely, and it's very tactile, isn't it? I do like all this sort of stuff.
Now let's see.
So are they for left-handed people only? Let's have a look. Yeah, so I would suggest, yeah, no good to you. Yeah, brilliant for left-handed people.
Trucker's tea box.
It is.
Let's have a look here. Yeah, so this is a slightly different appliance here, but the old.
30 minutes though. I mean, that's a long time, isn't it?
But I think that'll be insulated in there as well. Yeah, that's insulated, so you could boil that and just keep that by your side. It's like a flask and and a kettle in one.
So it'll hold cold stuff and keep it cold for you as well.
It might do. Okay. And then we've got a lead that goes with that as well. So put like that, and let's just see if this is fully loaded.
It will be.
And it only comes with 1 cup.
Yeah.
Fully loaded. I'll remember that actually when we run out.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Right, let's move that to one side.
So meanwhile, we're a good few minutes in. I'll just have do you want to have a sneak peek in there, see if we've got any bubbles?
Yeah, can do. Yeah, any little bubbling areas. So let's have a little look. So what have we got? Yeah, a few little bubbles.
Little bubbles.
Oh, a little bit of steam coming off the top as well.
While that's boiling, let's have a look at some of the other features on the kettle. The first one is there is a tilt switch. So if I was to set this away and knock the kettle over, it switches off because underneath here there is this little contact switch there, so that's a great feature. Another feature which we think was to lock the spout, and I think this is possibly a little bit of a letdown. I thought that would stop water coming out. It does allow still some water out, and that's probably why it looks wet on the bench and around my feet, because we've had a few attempts at this, but then when I push this button down we get the full flow, so it stops water but not all of it. That's a nice cup of tea there. And to release the lid, there's these two latches at the side. Open the lid up, and there's a filter in there as well. So I'm not sure, depends on what your water quality is like. Try to do this with boiling steam coming at you. It's about there. And you can see we can remove that if we needed to clean the filter. The kettle itself, once it's boiled, is cool to touch. So you can obviously boil it and then it will keep the water hot for some time. So operate a little bit like a thermos flask.
Yeah, so I like mine. I think it's at the price it needs to be. And somebody's going to say, well, what if there's no power on site? Well, I'd like to get in front of that before you go there. How are you going to charge those batteries up when you've used it? If there's no power on site, you'll be limited to the number of beverages you can make. And that takes me back to mine. There's nothing stopping me boiling a kettle at home and obviously bringing it into a thermos flask and making myself a tea or a coffee. It works for both of us, sisters, almost, doesn't it?
No,
it doesn't.
So I've got the Power Oak that we've looked at previously, and this it'll put out 300 watts of power on the AC sockets.
You said yours was 700 and something, so it won't work.
Yeah, well, that's just to charge the batteries. So I plug my battery chargers in there, and I can charge my batteries. Oh, and listen.
Just want to say for the record, it's getting a little expensive now, isn't it? So one of these Power Oaks to come along with your kettle and your 2 batteries and your charger, yeah? I'm looking for something that has a 13 amp plug top attached to it in order to connect it to the mains.
Yeah,
okay?
yeah, you're doing all right on that.
Yeah,
obviously this probably is for, if you're a Makita user, and some people suggest plumbers are more likely to be Makita users. Right. You'd have the batteries and you'd have the charger. If you're going in from the ground up, it happens all the time now on these tools. It's body only, which means it doesn't come with a charger, doesn't come with the batteries. And you'd have to obviously buy the Power Oak there to go with it. So
it's wet down here.
But the Power Oak's good for the electricians, keeps your customer's Wi-Fi router on while you're rewiring. But,
okay. So that sounds like it's well underway now. That shouldn't be too long if we use the experience once we heard it last time. Yeah. We obviously heard mine roar into action a lot earlier. Yeah. Obviously just fell a little bit short at the end. Dug the plug. Let's have a look at this mug. This got sent into us. I do like a mug. Anyone want to send me a mug? Yeah.
So we've been plugged by Dug the Plug. So
look at that,
there we go.
Yes.
And you've got your broken Brody over there.
Yeah, I've got my Lee Brody mug. I'd just like to say for the record though, it's been adapted so you can just slide your hand in and lock it into position. Okay. Yeah, so we're drinking that one. So you're nearly there.
So now can I borrow your spoon?
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice spoon.
I'm not going to cause horrendous controversy and put the milk in already. We did that in the short. We got some abuse for doing that.
Okay, so we're nearly there for boiling. Yeah. Looking good. So if you press those battery buttons now, they would be really low, wouldn't they?
Let's have a look. Well, we can do a third. But that's not. We'll have to see what the recovery shot's like when the kettle's finished boiling, which is getting there. There's a lot of racket coming out of there.
Okay, so we're back in for the temperature. Well, I would suggest from my days at school that's boiling temperature.
I'd suggest our current needs calibrating. It's over 100 degrees C, or we just so high up. Does the temperature go up or down with height?
Let's have a final look at those batteries.
So you see, now it's switched off the back at the capacitor. I would suggest the batteries are a little warm as well. Just have a little look at the old indicator on the side. So I'd suggest half capacity.
So you probably could repeat the process again if they were about fully charged.
It says in the instructions it will boil 1.1 litres of water on 2 4 ampere hour batteries. Okay. But again, that depends on the temperature you start with the water. Yeah. And I guess there is only one type of water. Well, I'm impressed with this battery powered kettle. It produces a fantastic cup of tea. However, if freshly brewed coffee is more your thing, check out this review.